Hello,
All
folks.
right. It's your
Welcome to the
time.
MegaMets podcast, New Japan Pro Wrestling Sakura Genesis 2026 edition from Ryogoku Kagokigan.
What episode is this time?
152.
We just passed the 150th episode, but it won't be long before we hit 200.
True. We
Anyway,
kick it off.
Okay, you started this
You
time.
started last time, remember?
Oh, yeah, now it's your turn. I forgot.
We kick it off with a kickoff match. Matsuri Yasuda and Kushida take on Taisei Nakahara and Tatsuya Matsumoto. When you consider that 3 of the 4 of these kids in this are young, the guys in this are young lions, and you know the team that is predominantly young boy is going to be cannon fodder. I'm giving this Kushida and Yasuda.
I'm probably going to do that, but to be honest, I would give it to Tatsuya, but yeah, I'm not going to lie. The young boys are going to be cannon fodder no matter how you look at it. Anyway, my vote's on Kushida and Yasuda. Now we get to the good stuff, the main card. Up first, it's a tag match with a 30-minute time limit. You have the team on the left, Tiger Mask and Togi Makabe, versus TMDK, Kosei Fujita, and Hartley Jackson.
Tiger Mask 4 initially has announced that this is going to be his last year in active competition. Rumors are he's retiring in July, though many are pointing to his final show being Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall on June 14th. It'll be a sad day when the question being, who's going to replace the current individual under the mask and become Tiger Mask 5? And
I really don't know.
Tiger Mask 5, because the legacy needs to be carried on by somebody.
Someone who's willing to put the effort.
True. And pay homage to the character, to the lineage of the character. Started by Satoru Sayama, then carried on by Mitsuharu Mishisawa, rest in peace, and then to Koji Kanemoto, and then to the current, man, let me see who's currently under the mask for the next few months. Yoshihiro Yamazaki. Having said that, I'm going to give this to TMDK.
I'm probably also going to give it to TMDK because why not? Now let's move on to the next one. Your turn.
It's a 6-man tag match that pits Unbound companies Shingo Takagi, Taiji Ishimori, and Robbie X against the United Empire's Jake Lee, Franseco Akira, and Jacob Austin Young. This is basically fallout from what's going to happen this Thursday with the IWGP Junior Tag titles on the line as Ishimori and Robbie X make their first defense against Akira and Young.
Indeed.
They've been constantly building up this feud between the United Empire and the Unbound Company. And in my view, it's coming to a head this Saturday at Sakura Genesis. And this is just one of 3, I think, that involve this.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick, I'm going to give this to... I'm going to give this to... If the titles switch hands, Unbound Company. If they don't, United Empire.
I'm just going to pick my choice and say that for the greater glory of the Empire, they must destroy. So I choose the United Empire.
Fair enough.
And now next up, and it's another tag match. Now we have an 8-man tag. First we have a 4, then a 6, then an 8. Eddie Long's going to have a field day with this. But anyway, we have the team of Aaron Wolf, Yaw, Toru Yano, and Master Wato versus the House of Torture, DOUKI, Don Fale, Shaw, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
This is fallout from the basically going to serve as fallout from the IWGP Junior title match between DOUKI and Yo. The big question going into this Thursday is, can Yo overcome his narratively enforced bad luck when going after the big titles? He's basically the junior weight version of Goto. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. But if Goto could overcome that narrative last year, who's to say that Yo couldn't do it this year?
Yeah.
Especially when you also have this as a BOSJ preview, as 5 of the 8 have been announced for the tournament.
Indeed.
As the formula this year for announcing BOSJ tournament representatives, it's 3 participants each of the previous 6 days, including now. now, and then 2 on the final day of the tour, or on the second, and then the whole block, and then all the cards get announced on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Just the headache of waiting until Dontaku.
I know.
Or in or around wrestling Dontaku to find out now who's facing who in the tournament and where everyone is going to be sorted out.
Yeah. As much as I want to say the hell with the House of Torture, I'm picking Team Aaron.
Don't you mean as much as you want to say the hell with the house, you're picking the house?
No, the Team Aaron. Aaron Wolf, Yo, Toru, and Wato. That's why I say Team Aaron.
Oh, well, I'm hate to say it, hate to do it, but I'm going to take the house.
Of course you're going to take the house. There's no doubt about that. Next up.
In 6-man tag action, and Will Ospreay's return to New Japan, even if it's going to be brief, he teams with HENARE and the Great Okan to take on the Hontai combo of Yuya Uemura, Taichi, and El Desperado. Why do I have a feeling they're pulling the trigger on Will getting kicked out of the very kingdom he created?
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that.
And don't get me wrong, folks. Win or lose in this 6-man match, it's going to happen at the end of the night at the latest. At the soonest it happens here. But to play up the drama and add more tension, I say throw the crowns up in a false sense of security for Will.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're both picking the Empire.
Yes, for the greater glory of the United Empire. And now next up is a 6-man tag team title match for the never openweight 6-man titles. You have the champions, Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi versus the House of Torture, Red Narita, Chase Owens, and Yujiro Takahashi.
Second defense for Bishamontin. Yes, that's what they're actually calling their team. The joke is that you already have the established tag duo of Bishamon, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi. Bolton Oleg is considered a mountain of a man, kind of a Kazakh mountain of a man. Thus, Bishamontin.
Uh-huh.
I don't like the combination of the name. I don't like the naming convention, but I'll roll with it. Having said that, I'm going to give this to Bishamontin.
Oh, you also get it to Bishamon too.
For the New Japan World Television title, Konosuke Takeshita in his second defense faces off against Shota Umino. This is basically for Takeshita payback for the G1 loss he suffered last year at the hands of Umino. For Umino, this is a chance to finally shut up the naysayers and win a title. Every time he's gone after a belt, whether it's IWGP US/UK, this belt, never open weight, IWGP World, IWGP Tag, it is all ended in failure for the Roughneck. Is this the night he succeeds? He's only got 15 minutes to try to pull it off. Damn coin.
Bring the coin. Time to see how the game is played.
There it is. If it's heads, Takeshita. Tails, Umino.
Flip it.
And the answer for Umino is no.
Of course. I'm picking Takeshita.
Same here.
All right, now we move on to the IWGP Tag Team Champion titles. For this one, the champions, the Knockout Brothers, Oscar and Yudo Ice versus the challengers, TMDZ, Ryohei Oiwa, TMDK, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr.
While the graphic in the preview article on the card said 2-0 Knockout Brothers, it's actually 1-1. I think. Let me double check last year's World Tag League.
Sure, go ahead.
I know they were in the same block last year. Let's see. Look. me get rid of this stupid. Close this view. Here we go, 25. Oh, it was Oscar and Yuya that beat Zach in the final last year.
Because of course it was.
Me
So
and
are we
their
going to
block.
pick our pick or what?
Anyway.
Because I'm just going to basically have the Knockout Bros retain. As much as I want to see Zack Sabre Jr. and Rio.
I'm going to say, for me, third time's the charm. Couldn't beat the Knockout Bros in the tournament. And then at New Year Dash, they couldn't convert their Zach and Oiwa couldn't convert their tag league win into IWGP Gold. I say this time they get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the main event for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Yano Tsuji, in his second defense, takes on the challenger, the winner of New Japan Cup 2026, and the youngest winner of the tournament, the Prince, Callum Newman. As far as I'm concerned, for a full-blown regime change, win, lose, or draw, they got to pull the trigger on Callum instigating the whole scenario where they kick Will out of the group. I mean, it was on Will basically threw the burden onto Callum in 2024. And in 2025, for the most part, the Empire basically fell to pieces. You had TJP go freelance after Wrestle Kingdom 19. Jeff Cobb flew the coop. That in April of that last April, vacating the tag titles.
Yeah.
HENARE was still out with a knee injury and didn't come back until later that year.
That got hurt.
Didn't come. You had to reach out to the Don Callis family to recruit Andrade El Idolo, and then you reached out.
Of course, they would end up recruiting that. I mean, are we really not this surprised? Honestly.
Okay, that one's not a surprise. But what was a surprise, reaching out to the smart bastard, now the silent jester, Jake Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Given how many bridges he's burnt. Having said that,
that's a lot of bridges burned.
The coronation time is set. It is time. I love Tsuji. I love you as a wrestler. You've been a good champ, but time's up for you. It's time to sound the horn, light the final torch for the Empire's sake, and make way for the Prince who will be crowned a king. Cal Newman walks in as challenger, but he's walking out the 88th IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
God damn.
Then again, that's not also what's got my knickers in a knot. I'm getting more excited for the upcoming One Piece chapter that's getting released this Sunday.
Fair.
You want to know why?
Why?
Rumors are they're finally going to reveal the true form of who the head honcho of the world government, Neroma Imo-sama, really is and what he looks like.
Uh-huh.
But to make long story short, he's basically the devil.
Oh, boy.
I mean, think about it. For 800 years, everyone in the world government believed that no one sat on the empty throne. And what's the biggest trick the devil pulled on humanity? Making people believe he never existed.
Yeah.
And the only ones that did know about his existence for the longest time were the five elders. It wasn't until Imu showed himself to Vivi's father, and both Sabo and Wapo got a good look at him. And then recently, Leon Elbath, Luffy took him on. In any case, that's it for tonight's episode of the MegaMets. We'll be back next Friday. We'll be back next Saturday night, next Friday and Saturday for TNA Rebellion predictions with Sports Jedi
and WrestleMania 42.
Actually, next Saturday will be the AEW Dynasty picks.
Looks like we got 2 for the price of 1. This is going to be an interesting ride. I'll see you then when it happens.
See ya. Comment, like, and subscribe. We're the MegaMets. Goodbye and good effing night. Bang.
Bang. See you then.
Later. the stream.